So, for this episode, I feel like it's going to be a little bit more controversial just because I'm talking about my own experience. So, I want to talk about how pretty much I accepted my body. It literally took me up until this year. I am not even fooling with you. So I want to tell you my experience because I feel like a lot of people, they think just because someone is thin, they have never in their life been body shamed or have dealt with body issues, and that is the complete opposite for me. And I know people will relate to me, so I want to tell you my experience. Okay, so I spent my entire life being body shamed for being skinny. When I was younger, I was always very lanky, very thin, very bony, when I was in elementary school, and I went to a school where that was not a good thing. Like, if you were not fully developed by like fucking 10 years old, like, you got judged by everyone. Like, everyone called me anorexic, they called me bones, they called me stick, they called me twig, they called me everything. And I remember this one girl at recess, because I used to sit alone. This one girl at recess used to come up to me with a stick and snap it in my face and be like, "This is gonna be you one day." And I'd just be like, whatever. Like, what the fuck? Like, you're weird. Anyway, so that's what I dealt with. Boys, oh my god, boys were always the one making fun of me. They body shame me more than the girls, I think, honestly. But yeah, so I went through a lot of issues because I didn't, like, when you're a kid, you don't think, like, my body looks bad, my body, like, until people start pointing it out, And when I got into middle school, I would take pictures of my friends, and I was the, like, tallest one, and I was really skinny, and everyone else had, like, curves already, and I didn't, and I became really insecure about it, and I look back, and I really wish, like, I'm sorry I'm being loud, by the way, like, I don't know why, like, I wish I was less loud, but, like, when I talk about these things, I get loud. I really wish that I did have at one point, when I got to 7th grade, Ariana, this is the main reason I started to love Ariana Grande. So I was a fan of her back in, like, 2011, with Put Your Hearts Up. But when she posted, I remember, because she used to get body shamed for being skinny, and now it's happening again. I feel so bad. I love her so much, and it breaks my heart. I remember she posted this photo, and it was like, she was standing from the back, and it was like her butt or whatever. It was a cute picture. It was, like, adorable. I love it. And she posted, she was like, you know what? Like, I love my small booty. Like, I don't care what anyone says. There's nothing wrong with that. And I remember that post literally helped me so much. Like, so many people hate that post because they're like, oh, she's promoting being skinny or whatever. Like, but you don't understand the effect that single post had on me, because it made me feel so confident that my idol struggled with that same kind of, like, insecurity, and she was embracing it, and it really helped me a lot. And that's why I always loved Ariana so much, because, like, I felt like she understood. And in middle school was really tough, because, again, like, throughout the years, the body shaming it would get worse and worse. And then my family started saying, like, you look way too skinny, you need to gain weight, like, you don't look good, that doesn't look good, boys aren't gonna like that. I had friends telling me, like, I had my best friend, like, I had friends all the time telling me, like, boys like me because I'm curvy, but they're not gonna like you because you look like that, you're a twig, nobody wants bones. And, like, I would hear this, and then I go on social media, and a lot of people say they grew up on social media where skinny was a good thing, and I really fucking wish. This is what I was saying before when I said I wish I grew up on the side of social media where skinny was a good thing. I did not grow up on that side of the internet. I grew up where all the posts were like, boys like curves, not bones, or like shit like that, and or even like the Kardashians. Like, I grew up with those body standards on the internet. I wish I just followed models, like. And what's funny is I never watched the Victoria's Secret fashion shows, obviously, until, like, now I look back at the old ones, because I thought that it was just going to be a bunch of, like, curvy girls, and I was going to get really insecure. And then I look back, I'm like, oh my god, they were skinny. Like, if I watched this at that age, I would have had so much more confidence. Like, I look back and I just wish, like, I followed different people, and I like, it really, like, if I followed like people who look like me, like thinner people, I didn't. And if I only like some people, but if I did, like if I followed more people, like, you know, like how Ariana helped me, if I followed more people like that, like I feel like I wouldn't have gotten so rock bottom. But it was just getting so bad. In middle school, I really became insecure. And I wish I was still taller than everyone. Unfortunately, I am not. But at the time, I was very tall and lanky and skinny. And I was never able to gain weight. Like, I hate when my doctor, like, is like, oh, you need to gain weight. Like, no. Like, I can't. Like, my body does not gain weight. That's it. And I spent years force-feeding myself and hating myself and trying, like, I tried so hard because I cared too much, and I hate that. Like, I hate how I wasted those years trying to look different when I should have just embraced being thin no matter what people were saying to me. It makes me sad, you know? It really makes me upset. But, yeah, so, and then in high school, that's when obviously it got really bad. Like, just the body shaming. Everyone was posting pictures of my body on their Finstas and making fun of me, and all the comments were making fun of my body. Like, I feel like I've dealt with what celebrities deal with, only the negatives. Like, I never got the actual fame and money. I only got the fucking negative part of it, where people are constantly posting about you and picking apart your appearance, like, all the time. And it was really bad. And all my photos, I hate looking at my photos from high school because they're like so cringy right now and embarrassing, because I tried so hard to look like I had curves. Like, I tried to look thick or whatever when I wasn't. Like, in the photos, I'm like, oh, why didn't I just embrace being skinny? Like, why? And obviously I know I didn't, because I was being body shamed every day and bullied. Like, I get that. But I'm just like, I really wish, like, I followed different people. Like, because it was just like, I was trying so hard to be like Kylie Jenner. Like, like I was trying to be like her instead of like Kendall. Like, I didn't have that body. I was never a curvy person. And I hate those photos because I was trying so hard to be something that I wasn't. And I spent years doing that. I spent years force feeding myself until I was sick. And I started getting really bad stomach issues because I was eating way more. Now I eat small amounts, and there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people, like, think that if you eat small amounts of food, like, that's bad, but that's just what's better for my body and my stomach. So, yeah, eating big amounts for me killed me. It literally was making my health issues so bad. But yeah, and, I definitely think that I started getting better, obviously, after high school, when I wasn't seeing these people post about me. And like I said in my other podcast, it's like people were posting, like, taking photos of me in the hallway, trying to prove that I was skinny and, like, skinnier than I was in my photos. And now people are trying to do the opposite. They're like, oh, she's definitely not that skinny in real life. And it's like, it fucks with your body dysmorphia. Like, when you're getting, like, all these things at once are coming to you. And it's like, that's why I felt like I'm dealing with what fucking celebrities deal with, but I'm not a celebrity, unfortunately. Like, at least give me the fame and the money. Like if you're gonna put me through the hell, But, yeah, so it sucks. And after high school, I still struggled because I have not talked to a guy in years, because they fucked with my mind so much. Just so much manipulation. And one thing I remember, multiple guys. Now, I've always been confused when people say that guys prefer skinny girls, because it's never ever been like that for me. I've never been able to get guys because I'm not curvy and I'm not thick, or whatever words you want to. Like, I've always been looked at as, like, gross by guys, like, my whole life. Like, they've never been attracted to me other than, like, disgusting old men, So the only times I've talked to guys, multiple times this has happened, they've been like, oh, yeah, my friends think I'm so crazy for, like, talking or dating you just because you're really skinny, and they think you look anorexic, and they think I should date a curvy girl, but I don't think that. And, by that, they really mean that they think that. Like, they're just projecting their own emotions, I realize, and like, it's just, like, why else would they say that? And multiple people start saying that, and I started realizing, like, I think this is a manipulation thing. Like, Also, they're trying to think that no other guy will want you but them. So that's kind of like what it is. But I've had multiple guys say that. And it sucks, you know? But I haven't talked to them in years, and my mental health has gotten better. Like, sorry, but, like, they were making my mental health go to hell. So, yeah, that's another thing. And, you know, there's this thing on TikTok that people say that really pisses me off. And it's these girls that are like, oh, if he likes skinny, short girls, then he's a pedophile. Like, fuck you. Fuck you for, you know, comparing grown women who are petite to children. You know, petite women are not children, all right? And I feel like it is the most fucked up thing. Like, I hate it. Like, it makes me feel like I'm not a woman. I don't really feel like a woman because of my body. And that has been my whole life I felt like that because of these comments. And people say, oh, if you don't have curves, you're not a woman. Like, they say this shit and they think it's body positive. No, the fuck it's not. Also, if a guy is dating a grown woman, like, his age, then he's not a pedophile. Stop comparing petite women to children because they are not children. Get the fuck over it. They are not children. All right? And also, I've never even met a guy that's like skinny short girls. I don't know where the fuck you guys are finding these men. But, you know, just stop. Like, I see so many girls say how insecure they are because of this and how they feel like they'll never be a woman because they're petite. And that is so awful. Just know, if you're petite, you are still a woman. All right? You are not a child. And if a guy likes you, then they are not a pedophile. All right? If a guy likes a child, then that's what makes them a pedophile. All right? But you're not a child. So, fuck what these TikTok, you know, bitches are saying. Like, honestly, fuck TikTok. Like, I hate that app with a passion, and, you know, a guy being attracted to a petite woman is not pedophilia, all right? If he's attracted to an actual child, then yes, that's pedophilia, all right? You guys need to, like, stop with that. That really pisses me off. I had to say that. I had to talk about that because it really pisses me off. So anyway, as I was saying, up until this year, it took me to actually accept my body. It literally took and I started to like follow more like thin like models and stuff, like people who look like me, and I follow a lot of people, but like I started following people who look like me, and I started to watch like the Victoria's Secret fashion shows, like the old ones, and I started realizing like there's nothing wrong with the way I look. Like, you know, the people who have body shaming my entire life, like, they're wrong. And I still have family tell me, you still need to gain weight, you look terrible, you're never gonna get a boyfriend like that. I still hear this, and I don't even care. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm at the point where I'm like, I want to look like this. I want to be thin. So I don't care. I do not care if people think I look disgusting. I don't care about your opinion. I only care about mine. Because I changed my mindset. I spent so many years trying to change myself to follow like men's beauty standards, and I realized like that's like why am I like only like doing this for other people's approval? And I started to think, what do I want to look like? And I realized this is what I want to look like. All right, I don't want to look like that. I want to look like this. I want to look like me. And that's when I realized like changing your mindset just like that, it's so quick. But after you change your mindset and stop thinking about, you know, what other people want from you, it is just so relieving, and I feel so much better. And I don't even care, like, when people like say I'm too skinny, I'm like, okay, like, I don't care. Like, I do not care. I'm at like a mindset where I literally do not care, and I only care about what I think. So yeah, it's been like this my whole life. And you know, in my photos, people They think that I lost weight, but in reality, I'm just taking photos of how I actually look. Like, I'm not posing in a way to make myself look bigger. I'm posing in a way to make myself look like me. You know, I'm not doing that anymore, and that's why it looks like I lost weight, because I'm actually just, like, being myself now. Like, I'm not trying to be something I'm not. You know, I dress in a way that kind of, you know, I used to wear bodycon dresses and all this, that, like, I hate bodycon. I'm sorry. I literally hate bodycon right now. I don't want to wear it, but I used to be obsessed because it was the only thing that kind of made me look like I had, like, a butt. I don't even care about having a butt anymore. Like, I literally went from constantly doing workouts to try to get a butt and being so insecure and crying myself to sleep every night to not giving a fuck. Like, I don't care. Like, even, like, I've always, like, kind of had a flat chest. Like, I don't even care anymore. Like, I'm like, fuck it. Like, that's just what I look like, and that's it. And I'm fine with it, you know? I kind of completely changed my mindset. And after you do that, it is so refreshing. Like, you have to truly think, like, deep inside, like, what do I want to look like? Stop thinking about what every other person says to you and think in your mind, what do I want to look like? And once you realize, like, what you personally want to look like, then you go after that. You know, you go after what you want to look like, not what everyone else is saying to you. And that's it. That's literally, I mean, it sounds hard. It took me years, trust me. It literally took me my entire life to accept myself. But once you do, it is just so refreshing. And it really is. I mean, you know, it changed my life because I finally don't hate my body. Like, I'm fine with how I look. And it's, you know, and I started to work out in a way that would make me look more lean and kind of like toned and slim. Like, that's what I go for now. I don't do like the weight workouts or the squats. I don't do that anymore. I do more like yoga, Pilates, fast walking, like that kind of stuff. Or even ab workouts I still do because I still want a toned stomach. But you know, I completely changed everything to fit my mindset and into what I want. And I stopped looking at myself through other people's eyes. And once you find out how to do that, it is just a miracle. So, yeah, I mean, and I don't even care. Like, I used to, like, care when people would, like, body shame me. Now I don't. Like, like, honestly, someone can come up to me and be like, you're a disgusting anorexic fucking twig bitch. And I'd just be like, okay, like, I don't care. Like, you know, it's just, but then it gets confusing when people are on Twitter, like, you know, oh, she's probably fat in real life. And I'm just like, what? Like, and then my body dysmorphia is like, hold up. Like, what do you actually look like? And then, you know, it messes with my mind, but I try to kind of ignore that and realize that people are just brain dead worms on there. And they don't know anything about me. So, yeah. So that's pretty much my journey on accepting my body, you know. And obviously if you don't like how your body looks and you want to change and you realize that, you know, I actually want to look like this, then, you know, you work out in a way that, you know, fits your body. Because there's workouts for everything, honestly. Like, there's workouts to go, you know, if you want a curvier body or slimmer body, like, you know, that's what I did. And, or if you just want to accept yourself for how you look, that's the best thing you can do. And you'll be happier. Like, seriously, if you find this secret, like, to just stop looking in other people's eyes and start looking in your own, it is just the greatest feeling. And that's how I accepted myself for being a little twig. Like, I don't care anymore. So yeah, that was this episode. So thank you for listening, and yeah.